it's really important that we help the puppy as much as we can to get things right. So if we can reward all of the behaviours that we see with a good dog, or a little stroke, or maybe deliver them a treat whilst they're in position. An example would be, Heidi, come here, sweetie. Good girl. Okay. Good girl. So if you notice your puppy across the room and he's just in a lying down shape, then just quietly come over to him, reward him between the toes, and you could just spend one day recognising that position and just pay them in position. And what you'll find is that's the position or shape. He might be flopped on his side or something as well. But you can just reward frequently, and you can prepare your puppy then for any situation just to being in a relaxed shape. So you'll find they'll offer that more often the more you reward it. So that's one little game you can play. So you could we call it capturing. So it's like taking a photograph of the behaviours you want, and you just pay them in position if that's where you'd like them to spend a lot of time. And if you might see them in a sit, you could reward that as well. So that's just one little exercise. Another little exercise you can do, good girl, is help them to find the position that you're after. So I've got a piece of food here. We're going to teach them to go into a lying down shape. So it's very, very slow with the puppies because they haven't got much coordination. So if you want them to teach them to lie down, use food for about 5 repetitions for them to follow, and then after that just let them use your empty hand, because we don't want them following food for the rest of their lives. Okay, so I'm just going to lure her slowly down, good girlie, slowly, slowly down towards the paws until they go in a down shape. Now she knows that game, good girl, so she did it very easily. Your puppy won't. So sometimes dogs will go down like that and then forwards. Good girl. You get, good girl. And other puppies, because they're so sort of bendy, you might have to push it backwards between the toes. So if they're standing up, you might push it backwards down towards the toes. Good girlie, well done. So you're going diagonally from the front paws and back towards the back feet with your sweet, your treat, to try and get them to go backwards into the down. All the puppies are different, some of them are longer than others and so on, and some of them find things more awkward than others. So that's just another little exercise you can be working on, and once you can predict that they're going to do it, just add your word, but don't nag them from the beginning going down, 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 because they won't know what it means. So you might just as well let the food do the talking initially to get the shape you want, tell them they're good, and then start over, just 5 repetitions. And then you can do it without any food in your hand. So I've got no food here, good girl. So it's just down like that. And then good girlie. And then pay them in position afterwards. If the food's out of sight when you're training, the dog will learn much, much quicker because the food can be very distracting for them. But we use it initially to get the shapes we want. So that's really good. Well done. You're a good girl. Another little game you can play, and this is really good when the puppies are young, because they're so small it's really awkward to try and get them to come on their leads, etc., and have their collars on and off and so on. So we teach them a little trick. Come here, my sweetheart. Good girlie. Good girl. Wait. Good girl. All you do is have your puppy slightly behind you. Just put some food between your knees and draw them in, and then upwards until they go into a sit position. Good girlie. And pay them a lot for being here. This is a super fun recall game. It's a trick in my world, so I call it peekaboo. And it's just something that's really handy when you're out and about for the puppy to interact with you and have fun whilst they're doing it. And if you pay them a lot for being in this position, you'll find that's a lot of the time where they're going to end up. And it's actually quite handy having a puppy that's here, because if they're interacting with you, they're not going to be interacting with the environment either. So you can just toss them a little piece of food away, good girlie, and then start over. Good girlie, well done. Very nice, good girl. And they do enjoy this, and if we're having a little bit of fun as well, the puppies will relate to us a lot better. Good girlie. Okay, good. Down. Good. Okay, so there's 3 things. Capture the behaviours you want, which is maybe a sit, maybe a lie down. Pay them in the position that you see, which is a good girl, good boy, a little stroke, a smile. anything like that that they find reinforcing, just let them realise that you've recognised they're doing a really good thing. We can lure them into a shape, which is lying down. It's just a little L shape from the nose down to the ground, very slightly long, really slow with the food at first. And let them repeat it a few times. And that'll be ample in any one session, just to do 4 minutes or something like that. And then finally, your little trick, which is a very good animal husbandry place to be sitting. So you can examine their eyes, ears and face areas whilst they're doing that as well. So that's some fun to be getting on with. I hope you enjoy that. And I'll do another little video for you in a few days' time so that you've got something to crack on with. All right, see you soon.